first off, I want to thank Coach Grimes for allowing me to speak before you today. It's truly a pleasure. I want to also thank my parents for sending me to LVC and supporting me for all 4 years as a Flying Dutchman, because without them, supporting me, as all you players know, it makes times tough, and having them at the field, at Herbert Field, and all the away games as well certainly helped. It is an honor and privilege to be here during the celebration of your season with family, friends, and brothers. And the term brothers is something I'm going to highlight throughout this. But that whole idea of family orientation to me is really the essence that gives LVC an edge as it continuously competes in the Mid-Atlantic and D3 NCAA. And that too I'm going to build on here a little bit. But just a little bit of background. In 2007, I began my collegiate career at LVC. And Coach Mel and I were just talking right now. I'm the only player from my recruiting class that stayed with the program through all 4 years. And that's kind of like a staggering statistic. Kind of makes you question Coach Grimes' recruiting tactics at that time. But there were certain things that happened there. Brought in a keeper named Wishart, and we'll leave it at that. But that's really an honor to be the only one that survived his program, I guess. I was eager to be a part of that program. However, at that time, Coach Grimes had just taken over. And we really didn't have a name yet. We weren't really known. We were kind of like that team that Messiah and E-Town enjoyed beating up on from time to time. But Coach Grimes, really took the reins, and it was a very large boulder to carry. And over the years, I saw him bring in players that added to the mix, and we started to get things going. As well, during the time when I came in, my freshman year, we were Puma, and then we were Adidas for 2 years, and then finally we settled with LVC. And that kind of is a testament to, we kind of settled with Nike, and that's kind of a testament to how we got things developed through that. I remember my first training session, my touches were god-awful. But an upperclassman, last name of Barkus, pulled me to the side and said, "You're better than this. Next training session, come out, do better. Get focused." When he did that, that changed me. And as you guys know, your teammates are those guys that are out there making you better, whether it be on the field or off the field. They're the ones there that are making you better. They're your teammates, but above that, they become your brothers. And with them, you share great memories with them. Like 2 that I remember from my sophomore year. We go to E-Town. It was a very cold Saturday night. Coach Grimes' alma mater, for those that don't know. We beat them 2-1 in overtime. We went nuts. And it was at their place. First time in program history that we beat them. A couple games later, I think it was like 2 weeks later, we go to Messiah. Messiah comes to us. We score in the first 31 seconds. Fastest goal, to my mind, in LVC history. Hutch scored it. Beat my previously set record of 36 seconds against the Sales, but I'll take it. It was well worth it. They then tie up, a classic Messiah bullcrap goal in the 55th minute. And then, and Tim Mel had the best game of his life. I mean, go on, watch on YouTube, 2008 LVC men's soccer highlights. It's absolutely ridiculous, the saves that he was throwing out there. But then in the 4 minutes left, a kid by the name of George Andrico standing over top of the ball, buries his free kick from probably about 22 out. Euphoria. We went nuts. Our student section went nuts. Messiah was in shock. Their coach did not ride the bus home with them. I think he borrowed their assistant coach's car. I made the assistant coach ride on the bus with the players. But that was brilliant, and that's a memory that we get to share with each other. And then from there, those memories have just grown. You guys this season had some memories. Coach Mel just recently took a job at Palmyra and teaches with me. And I remember when you guys were going through the early steps of your season, he said, it's tough right now. We don't have any lions. All we have is sheep. You guys remember that? And I thought to myself, man, these guys need a leader to step up. They need something to step up. You guys also had a ton of injuries, a ton of close games and heartaches. Those players who were injured, you guys had to emerge as new roles for this team, whatever they needed. And that's a lot to ask of yourselves. You had close games and mistakes that you had to shake off for the next game. But you guys came through. You guys made each other better, and you made it into a memorable season. You guys were able to qualify for the Mid-Atlantic Conference playoffs. At the beginning of the season, given your record, I'm not sure a lot of people would have taken you guys to be contenders. But you guys made everybody recognize you in this conference, in the most competitive D3 conference, in my opinion. Coach Grimes got co-coach of the year because of your guys' efforts. You guys deserve so much more than that, but that feeling and those memories that you had is great. For my years playing at LVC, through your time, as you guys are wearing the navy and white, we put LVC on the map. Prior to that, people thought Anvil was just a small little town in Lebanon County. Now they're like, oh, Anvil, that's where that LVC team is. That's where LVC is. And if they don't know, they will, surely in time. But sadly, like all good things, your season had to come to an end. I watched that game against Messiah. That's a tough team to beat. But you guys played with honor, and I congratulate you for that. And the seniors, I congratulate you on successful careers. But sadly, that has now come to an end as well. But that brotherhood that I speak of hasn't. You now join an elite group of former LVC players. For those that live in the area, we have an open league men's team, FC Bazinga. We're 4-time champions. Two adaptive forms. He continues to try and get me to not like Arsenal Football Club and root for a 5'2" Argentinian player by the name of Messi. We comment on each other's clothing from time to time. As you guys know, on the training pitch, he wears youth large shorts. And also about his clothing, this evening he missed the belt loop and had to fix that. So that's it. But during that time, I've grown to now enter into soccer in a new form as a coach. Those of you that helped out this summer, I brought my players here for a camp. They loved it. They want to do it again next year, and I look forward to doing that. And we bounce ideas off each other continuously. And really, he has the coolest job in the world. He gets to just build his knowledge of soccer. He gets to go to Borussia Dortmund and play in their training facilities and take you guys to Spain. He doesn't do that, just for the only reason that he loves soccer. He loves watching you guys grow with that. So take pride in that. So I appreciate that friendship. In closing with that, Charlie. In closing, the thing that I want the players to carry with them is that you come here to get a degree and to play soccer, to play that game that you love. But more importantly, you leave here as a man. You leave here as a gentleman, as a positive member of whatever community or society you live in. You leave here with a greater knowledge and respect for the game. You leave here with a whole group of friends that you might never see again in person, but you'll connect with on Facebook or on Twitter or Snapchat, whatever you need. You leave here with promise and a future. Not all of you will go pro. Sad truth. I have the privilege of having 2 friends that play semi-pro for the Harrisburg Heat, and that's awesome. I'm proud of them. They have awesome careers with that. But more importantly, I'm proud of the fact that we've all remained close and remained as a team, essentially. But you leave here with something greater. You leave here with something greater than any banner or trophy could ever encapsulate. So take pride in this. Don't forget where you come from. Don't ever lose sight of what you've learned here. And just take pride in wearing the navy and the white. So, thank you. Best of luck in all your future endeavors to the seniors. To the players returning, I know you guys just got a voluntary off-season workout. I'm sure Cam has already been there leading it. Make sure that you're taking part in that. If you guys want to have a better season next year and you want to stay healthy, it starts like 2 months ago. But do that, because Charlie sets that up for you guys, so that way you're better. So thank you very much for having me this evening. Safe travels home, and congratulations, seniors.